I wanna tell all you gangsters what's on my mind. I wanna ask you drug pushers what joy you find. Who gave you the power to take each other's lives? To orphan your children and widow your wives. Free your mind and your feet will follow. Oh, free your mind and your feet will be free. Baltimore free your mind and your feet will follow. America free.
Splash FM 105.5.
Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Talking Points on Splash FM. Today is a Tuesday, the 11th of May, 2021. And it's Awaken the Citizens segment again today. You know, the whole essence of the Awaken the Citizens segment, it is to get citizens to be involved in how to engage the system, to make it more effective and efficient, and to make bring development to the table for Nigerians. So that's the whole essence of it. And that's what we're going to be doing today full time on Talking Points, Splash FM 105.5 here in the city of Ibadan. But before I go to the Awaken the Citizens segment, just a few items in the news. This one says, burglars storm Buhari's Chief of Staff Aso Rock residence. And the story is in the Vanguard. All right, that story, I'd like to read it. It says, burglars on the early hours of Monday made an attempt to break into the official residence of the Chief of Staff of the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, around the presidential villa, Abuja. It was gathered that the men of the underworld attempted to break into the house at about 3 a.m., but were apparently unsuccessful. The Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Gambari, confirmed the incident to journalists covering the presidential villa when they made inquiries. One interesting bit of this story is that the headline of many stories of many of these media houses reports that it was Aso Rock. But this story says around the presidential villa, Abuja. I might ask Shegun Elemo. I know he's been there before, so I'll ask him what around the presidential villa means and what Aso Rock means. For some of us who have not been there. All right. COVID-19 resurgence, federal government reimposes restrictions as ECOWAS fixes tests at $50. Disturbed by the resurgence of the COVID-19 pandemic, the federal government has announced the reinstitution of all extant control measures aimed at mitigating the impact of the deadly scourge. Accordingly, the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 has reimposed the nationwide curfew earlier put in place to control the spread of the virus. It has also limited gatherings, especially in enclosed spaces, to a maximum of 50 persons, urging state governments to inaugurate mobile courts to try offenders. Speaking at a press briefing Monday in Abuja, Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman of the PSC, Mr. Boss Mustafa, said the committee has also considered several preemptive measures to be taken to mitigate the likely impact of variants of concern should they get imported into Nigeria. All right, so I understand that Nigeria has also restricted flights from some countries, which have high incidence or high prevalence of COVID-19, particularly the newer strains of the virus. Hoping that we'll be able to get put the nation on a safer footing this time around. Okay, there's one story in the Punch newspaper that talks about the new moon. The story headlines says, "Watch out for new moon. Sultan urges Muslims." So you need to watch out for the new moon. Okay, I understand that the federal government declared already a public holiday for Wednesday, that's tomorrow, and Thursday, the day after. Okay, so let's continue to be hopeful that they'll be able to sight the moon, and then we'll be able to just do the celebrations of the culmination of the Ramadan. Buhari security chiefs meet after a robbery attempt in Aso Rock. That's what the Punch reports here. Well, let's continue to watch out for some of these things as they unravel across the nation. And the repeated attack on police formations, like we've been talking on the program, it seems to be getting to a height that we need to really speak out. And I'm hoping that Nigerians would, all Nigerians would speak out on this. Particularly, the police are supposed to be securing us, you understand. So if those that are supposed to be securing us are falling, victims to attack, becoming vulnerable to potential and likely attacks by unknown gunmen, then you know that we're not safe. So the way to stay safe is to, add your voice to the conversation around this security or insecurity, if you like. Let's come to the matter on the table this time. So yesterday, the Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative launched the Subnational Audit Efficacy Index 2020. We were told, I've seen the Audit Efficacy Index report, of course. We're told that the objective of this Subnational Audit Efficacy Index 2020 is to assess the level of transparency and accountability operational in the management of public funds in all 36 states of Nigeria. So in essence, it is about asking whether they are accountable or whether they are open enough in giving account of how they are spending or using our funds. Public funds. Basically, sometimes when we use the expression public funds, people think that it's money belonging to some people. While, our own interpretation is to say that it is money belonging to all of us. How those who are in government are helping us to understand or to track how our funds are being used. That's the essence of it. So today, we have in the studio with me the Executive Director, Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative, Olusegun Elemo. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, always on the show.
Yes.
Thank you.
So before we go,
thank you to all our listeners out there, and for those celebrating Ramadan, and of course, ending the Ramadan fast. I want to congratulate you all, and I wish you successful celebration of the Eid.
Okay, so before we go to the Subnational Audit Efficacy Index 2020, most of the headlines, like I said earlier, talked about attack of the chief of staff to the president's residence in Aso Rock. Some said presidential villa. Some said around the president. Can you give us a picture? Where exactly is the lodge of the chief of staff to the president?
Well, I think, and I will assume, because of course I'm not in government at the center, so I wouldn't know exactly where the chief of staff, resides. But I know that the chief of staff resides in the Aso Rock.
Okay.
And the Aso Rock houses the presidential villa. So the Aso Rock, however, is not the presidential villa.
Okay.
But it houses the presidential villa. So once you get into Aso Rock, and there are many people who can access, Aso Rock. The way it is that you have a barricade at the entrance where the military checkpoint, and then people go in and out. Of course, they are checked by the military that guards the entrance to the Aso Rock. But before, I think it was pre-2014 or thereabout, or 2013 or thereabout, we used to have access to the presidential villa very easily. But I think after some times, the intelligence institutions, of course, had to put security measures in place and said, yes, people can come into Aso Rock, but they shouldn't have, that kind of free access to the presidential villa. So when you get to the presidential villa now, you see lots of security protocols, and you can't even, if you don't have very important business to do at the presidential villa, you will not be able to access the presidential villa. So I would assume that the chief of staff stays in the Aso Rock, but certainly not in the presidential villa.
So we are safe.
I think so. Well, I don't know about us, but I think the president is safe.
Okay. That's it's better that way.
Yes.
For the president to be safe.
Yeah.
Because for many people with who don't have the information about the architecture of that place, they will be bothered. Of course. So I hope the president is safe.
No, certainly we should be bothered. But the fact that there could be a robbery inside the Aso Rock, Aso Rock should actually be one of the most secured residential areas, highbrow residential areas in Abuja. And the highbrow residential areas, you talk about Maitama, you talk about Asokoro, you talk about Wuse district, particularly Wuse 2, and you talked about some other areas. So Aso Rock itself, should be one of the most important secured residential environment. So if you can have robbery attempt, go on in that kind of place, sadly means that the security situation in the country has gotten really worse.
We should be bothered then.
Certainly, we should be.
Okay, so let's come to the Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative Subnational Audit Efficacy Index 2020. So what occasioned this project of yours?
Yes, we of course, our mission primarily is to foster accountability in Nigeria, and we've been doing that since 2016. We've done that, comprehensively. Well, not totally, but at least to a large extent at the national. We've been very involved at the public audit at national level, and we engage different stakeholders there, the Office of the Auditor General, the National Assembly, the Public Account Committees, and different executive agencies, including the anti-corruption agencies at the center. We have done that, like I said, consistently since 2016. But, there is this sense to then move to, that level of government that is closest to the people. And, we've always said that we want the people to be vigilant. We want the people to, participate in governance. We want them to get involved in how government runs, the affairs of government. I mean, the public officials runs the affairs of government. So we needed to come closer to them and bring these things out and make them see exactly what's going on at subnational level, whether at the state or at the local level. But with regards to this particular index 2020, we are talking about states of the Federation. And then we're measuring transparency and accountability in management of public funds.
Transparency and accountability. All right. So my first, shot is this. In your rating, you rate that 18 states in Nigeria are without audit law. And you rank Enugu 36th in Subnational Audit Efficacy Index 2020. So that means that in order of how states are transparent and accountable, Enugu is the least transparent and accountable and efficient in management of public funds, right?
Certainly, but there's a difference between having accountability mechanisms and being accountable.
Okay.
I mean, there are two different things. You can have the structures and not implement the structures. But you certainly cannot implement a structure that you don't have. So that's the thing. We understand that some states might have the structures and they might not be implementing those structures, translating to accountability. But we know that even if a state is interested in being accountable, since you don't have a structure, you certainly cannot be accountable.
So the first step will be to put the structure in place.
Certainly, which is what we are measuring.
Okay, so my second take here, 12 states, including Delta.
And this includes whether financial statements or on the accounts of the state, or audited financial statements on the account of the state, or even audit reports by the Auditor General of that state on the account of the state. So we saw a trend in all of these 12 states where they put all this fiscal information in public domain. They published on their state portal. And then again is that these states, as you mentioned, they have the legal framework and it's modern. So what we also noticed about these states is that they have very recent, some of them just, recently enacted audit law in their states, guaranteeing the independence of the Auditor General for the states, which now allows the Auditor General for the state to then independent of the executive. See, the executive, we used to think the Nigerian president is powerful, but when you come to the state, governors are actually powerful.
Wow.
Every structure of government, as we speak today, in every state of the federation, all the structure of government answers to the governor.
Wow.
Which certainly is not like that at the center. You don't have a situation where the Chief Justice of the Federation, for instance, go begging the president for meal ticket. You don't have a situation where the Senate President or the Speaker. I mean, we can see that even right now, we can see that some of these, the principal officers at National Assembly, when it comes to very serious issues, they take it up with the executive. So you don't have similar thing happening in state, where a state assembly speaker can go looking the governor in the face and say, what you're doing is wrong. You don't spend like this. So all the governance structure at the state, in all the states of the federation, answers to the governor.
Wow.
So then when you now look at the Auditor General, if a speaker who was elected cannot even look in the face of the governor, who then he's the Auditor General who was simply appointed, So, but what we saw about these 12 states is that some of them have enacted, just recently enacted, audit laws that now guarantees the independence of the Auditor General. And like I said, those are some of the structures that needs to be in place before we begin to even demand that these people become accountable.
So modern legal framework, financial records in public domain, audited financial records in public domain, and then a process basically that runs this thing.
Exactly.
You also put, so you scored those states an A, 70 over 100.
70 over 100.
And then the second stage, Anambra, Borno, Yobe, Katsina, and Gombe, they are in the 13th position with 60 over 100 as their score. What exactly, why do they not measure up to, the first category that scored 70? What exactly are the missing links?
So what we also saw about this category of states is that while some of them have legal frameworks, majority of them do not publish full audit reports. You see, there's a difference between putting out a financial statement and then putting out audit reports. When you put out a financial statement or audited financial statement, it's just figures, it's just numbers. We don't know the narrative behind those numbers. We don't know what has happened behind those numbers. We don't know exactly why those numbers are what they are. And I think there's no citizen of this country at any state of the federation who is very, very particular about numbers. What's number anyway? What are the narratives behind those numbers? Why are those numbers the way they are? So I think it is only audit report, a full audit report, that then brings out that level of information, that gives you the narrative behind the numbers. But what we saw about these states that are ranked 13th position is that many of them do not put full audit reports in public domain. They only have financial statements and audit certificate, which we believe is not sufficient enough to as an accountability mechanism in the state. And I think that's why they scored lower than those other states.
Oyo State is one of those states with the lowest scores. Oyo, Sokoto, Imo, Benue, 25th position. 40% score. These states are opaque. That's my own definition.
I mean, that's just mere looking at the index, you already know what's happening in those states. Oyo State doesn't have a modern legal framework for audit. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I think that if we really want to fight corruption, like the governor is putting up anti-corruption bodies and all of that, there are more institutional, process that we can put in place. Let's put a modern audit legal framework in place that guarantees the role of the Auditor General in Oyo State and that allows the Auditor General to work independently to oversight what is being done by the executive and the legislature and the judiciary and every other person. The Oyo State also doesn't have a full audit report in public domain. What it has is, I think, an audited financial statement, which, like I said, is not sufficient as an accountability tool.
Audited financial statement is not sufficient.
You have
to have a
full audit report. Because, like I said, nobody cares about the numbers. Yes, the numbers are very critical. We want to look at the numbers, but more importantly is that we want to see the narratives behind the numbers. We want to know why the numbers are what they are. And it is only a full audit report that can explain that. And that is what I think will perhaps aid the comprehension of an average citizen about such very important and complex fiscal information.
All right, it's Talking Points on Splash FM. A commercial break. Please don't go away.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them, but they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
Expressions without words won't happen any other way. Moments will feel joy. Been lost in the moment, the freedom. You will find that's what's celebrating. Bring your moments alive. Find your satisfaction in the nourishing, trendy, sparkling. Making big differences in the nourishing, trendy, sparkling.
Enjoy in red grape, white grape, peach variants. Valletta sparkling fruit drink. Celebrate every moment. Another premium product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
A fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Need to see the best performance?
Thank you.
In person?
With almost 100,000 Instagram followers and over 100,000 followers on Twitter. Wow! And more than 250,000 followers on Facebook. Our followers are our greatest assets. Join our social media family for breaking news, daily information, and giveaways. On Instagram and Twitter at Splash FM 1055. On Facebook at www.facebook.com/Splash FM 105.5.
You fit fly. Bàbá gbogbo wọn tún gbé tuntun dé. Kò dìgbà tá a bá nà ká sókè ká tún fòrú hàn. Ká ṣètò ìrìnàjò afẹ́ kó dùn kí gbogbo kan sí. You fit fly ní bàbá àgbà.
Ṣé máa pọ́n lè fọ́? You fit fly. I'll be a fool.
láàkó ọ̀lùdé yìí orílẹ̀-èdè Jordan la tún lọ níbi tí àwọn àyè àgbàyanu méje lágbàáyé kalẹ̀ sí. The 7 wonders of the world, Great Pyramid of Giza, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, ilé ìjọsìn Artemis ní Ephesus àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Hausa ní Ghana Fiji ìròyìn tó àmójúbà ẹni tó bá débẹ̀ ló lè ròyìn láti wá darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lọ sórílẹ̀-èdè Jordan Friday 30 oṣù keje July 30 lágbèrè ní Nàìjíríà. láfi ní o má fà kókò ṣòfò mọ́ tètè kàn sí You Fit Fly office lónìí ní Success House 7 Up Road Olúyọ̀lé Main Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní ká ẹ pè 080 25 24 92 80. website youfitfly.com. lákòókò holiday yìí orílẹ̀-èdè Jordan láti lọ jayé.
Come the 29th of May, we will bring Istanbul to your doorstep when the royalty of English football, Chelsea, the pride of London, and Manchester City, the unstoppable citizens, light up Europe to compete for the biggest prize in club football, the Champions League final. Smart Code Africa and Mabin Dynamics are in joint collaboration to make your night magical on Champions Night at Mob 21 Event Center at Dioyo, Ring Road, Ibadan for the biggest gathering of European football lovers. Come watch the game on the biggest screen with friends and color mates. Meet your favorite OAPs in the city. You stand a chance to win amazing prizes at the Champions Night. Access code is a bet slip of 1960bet. Media partner Splash FM, Lagelu FM. For more inquiries, please call 080-557-94255 or 090-286-30747. This event is powered by 1960bet.
Our in-laws, we greet you now.
Thank you, Sir Paulie.
Before we bring our daughter, make we confirm the item where you bring, whether then complete. Bread price. 42 tubers of yam. 42 kola nut, alligator pepper, and 1 big bottle of palm wine.
Complete.
Wait, 42 packs of pregnant care.
Pregnant care? Our wife no get Elena.
Pregnant care get good amounts of essential nutrients where the body need when a woman they plan to get belle.
It dey help in development of hormone baby.
If for self, it dey help clear all the stretch mark wey dey for body after delivery. Another type self dey for women wey dey breastfeed. You see this our data na pregnant care pikin.
In fact, bring 100 cartons of pregnant care. Our pikin must find.
We have scratched the side of pregnant care pack for proof of authenticity.
It is available in pharmacies near you.
Now, Made I Pharmaceutical Limited, the distributor.
The Nigerian Medical Association endorse am.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Purchem wires and cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbáàdì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fini lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Purchem wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú iléeṣẹ́ Purchem wires and cables limited wà ní Afrins Compound, Fort Gate, number 122/132, Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway, Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop, Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-03257. Purchem wires and cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
Ramadan. For ShopRite, we turned out to make sure say we save on our wella this Ramadan period. Buy Power Vegetable Cooking Oil plus 4 Maggi sachets of chicken stock cubes for 1,899 naira 99 kobo and 24 Malta Guinness 330 ml non-alcoholic drink for 3,599 naira 99 kobo. We wish you a rewarding holy month. All this price they go last till May 16, 2021. ShopRite, tertiary price when you fit trust all the time.
Splash FM 105.5.
All right, it's still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. You can listen or watch us on Facebook Live. Just go to www.facebook.com/Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan, and you'll find the sight and sound. It is still the Awaken the Citizen segment. Olusegun Elemo, Executive Director, Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative, is still here with me. Okay, a few questions before we go to the citizens' angle to this matter, really, on the program today. I was making deductions from your report. I've read the report, and I thought to ask a few questions. I know that when you were talking about modern legal framework, that essentially has to do with making laws, bills, and that will be signed into law by the governors, just as we have across, at the national level as well.
Certainly.
Why has it been difficult for states to originate laws and also get the assemblies to pass them, if it is basically about making governance more effective and efficient?
Well, I think the problem we've had with subnational governments, whether at state or local level, in essence, really, there's nothing like local government in Nigeria as of today. Local government has been reduced to, in fact, I don't know, there's a huge constitutional breach in that regard. Because there are 3 levels of government. But as of today, nobody sees anything happening at the local level. So, and you even have, there was a Supreme Court judgment recently about the Oyo State case. And I'm happy to hear that the governor has announced and said that he's going to respect that judgment. He should respect that judgment. Now, going to what you said, why has it been difficult, really? Like I said, the emperor-like governance style of virtually all the governors, not just today, it's been in perpetuity. It has been like that since 1999, where nobody talks when the governor sneezes. And it's whether it doesn't matter whether your state is small, whether your allocation is less than 50 billion per month, or whether your state IGR is even near 1 trillion naira. So it's so horrible that, like I said, the emperor-like governance style. That is why when you don't have an independent legislature, then it will be difficult to do what you said, where, laws, whose duty it is to enact laws anyway? It is the duty of parliament. But where the parliament is not independent, then the parliament will not be able to objectively assess the health of governance in the state. The parliament will be an appendage of the executive, which is what we have witnessed for so long up to now, other than the fact that there's been very, strong call for, legislative and judicial autonomy. So I think that has been very, very critical. And that is what I believe is responsible for the ineffective, inefficient, and wasteful use of resources at subnational level. Because there is democracy itself has a way of healing itself. Those who plan democracy have planned it in such a way that it's a self-healing system of government where you cannot, there are 3 arms of government, and all the arms of government are supposed to be checking each other. But in a situation where you now have a single arm of government, which is what we have seen at subnational, we've only had a single arm of government. You even have a situation where the chief judge of the state, has become like, I don't know, everything, like I said, answers to the governor.
That's an aberration.
It is an aberration. Okay. That is why there is no sense of governance in the state.
We will come to how to correct this aberration. But I understand also that, state assemblies usually should have public accounts committees.
Certainly.
What's this committee supposed to be doing?
It only, as I can tell you for a fact, that committee only exists on paper.
Okay.
No, certainly. In a situation where you can even say that the legislature at the state only exists on paper. We saw a state where the governor took the budget to the State House of Assembly and did not even allow the legislators to comment on the budget. What he said was that I've passed the budget and the budget is passed. I mean, we saw it live on TV.
That's serious.
We can mention this thing, but we saw it live on TV. So in that case, no interrogation of policy documents, no interrogation of projects that are being executed, no interrogation of policy implementation. No, there's no sense of accountability. So in that case, where do you now put the Public Accounts Committee? Does the Parliament, does the Parliament even receive any report for the Public Account Committee to consider?
Okay, so a big question on the table now. When we come back, we will bring the citizens into play. How can citizens help to make this process efficient and effective? And how can citizens make governments at whatever level, especially at the subnational level, accountable to the people? That will be the focus when we come back from this break. It's still Talking Points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Please don't go away.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pains wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
We have come to the end of the cooking competition. World-famous chef Big Shot will decide the best food.
Wow, he has finished the food. So, who will he crown winner?
And it's a tie, ladies and gentlemen. All the chefs have been declared winners.
Woo!
Ladies, what's your secret?
No matter where you come from or your taste, you can make great meals every time with Onga, the seasoning of Niger. Now made with locally sourced soya for more nutritional benefits. Onga, Mama's helping hand.
Honey, Food Court Festival of Savings don't come again, with plenty markets when they put hope for pocket.
Nkechi, you don't start again. You and your spending tori. No forget say school just resume. School fees they take one eye look us.
Oh, Baba Bon Boy, Food Court Festival of Savings now once in a blue moon, This one now ogbonge discount to carry for body, 20% off on winning basket.
Nkechi, ogbele.
You never see something. Plenty markets day with chicken money. Milo energy drink 500 gram for 950 naira. Golden Mon for 50 gram for 660 naira. Malta Guinness pack of 6 now 775 naira. 15% discount day for home appliances like air clipper, pressing iron, air fryer, fans, blender, and plenty items. This promo now from 10th of May. Go reach 16th of May. Offers valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions dey o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ojúlówó Nasco cornflakes kún fún èròjà tí ń ṣara lóore tó dára nítorí wípé Old Flaked cornflakes náà ni. Old Flaked cornflakes ní apilẹ̀ṣe ní ìlànà tí gbogbo èròjà aṣara lóore inú rẹ̀ ò fi lè yingin. Oúnjẹ aṣara lóore ni, adùn inú rẹ̀ afẹnuwó, ó sì dára fún gbogbo ẹbí. Nítorí náà, tí àtijẹ cornflakes bá dé, rí i dájú pé Old Flaked Nasco cornflakes ló yàn láàyò. Oúnjẹ aládùn tó dára ní gbogbo ìgbà.
Ohun rere á máa jẹ́ ti tàwọn tí ìpadàbọ̀ wọn gbóná jọjọ. Ṣé ẹ tún fẹ́ gbọ́ ohun rere á máa tẹ̀lé àwọn tí ààyè tàbí ìgbà kò dí àkókò ìdùnnú wọn lọ́wọ́ ní ìgbà kankan nítorí pé ìgbádùn ló ṣe pàtàkì ló sì ṣe kókó kì í ṣe agbègbè tí ó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ohun rere wà fún àwọn tí ń béèrè àríyá pẹ̀lú smooth àti orin aládùn. Ní àkọ́tán, ohun rere máa ń ṣe àwárí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ alákìtiyan léyìí tí Smooth Chapman mú kí ayé wọn ládùn kó lárinrin pẹ̀lú èròjà ọ̀dọ́ Smooth Chapman aṣaralóore. Gbèrò nípa Chapman, mú smooth.
At Splash FM, we believe that the business of broadcasting in today's society should not only be about information dissemination, but ultimately about the quality of those who do the job. Our next agenda is to restore and consolidate the integrity of broadcasting, to train, to equip, and to mentor the next generation in the art and science of broadcasting, leveraging over a decade of excellence in the industry. Anticipate.
instilled in us right values needed to transform our country into a nation free of corruption.
But first, we must know the meaning of this corruption of a thing. I don't call it a phenomenon. I call it a virus. I call it a disease.
The Splash FM Oratory Contest 2021 is here, and it's bigger and better. It's time for worthy students to exercise their oratory skills. The preliminary stage holds on the 11th of May 2021 at the MOV 21 Event Center, Ring Road, Ibadan, 10 a.m. prompt. And finals come up on the 26th of May 2021, also at MOV 21 Event Center, time 12 noon. In the words of Dale Carnegie, only the prepared speaker deserves to be confident. Invited schools should come prepared and punctual.
For inquiries and sponsorship, call 0805 699 8701. This event is sponsored by Dr. Fola Akinyosun and Kiram Lee Gym and Fitness Center.
Please note, all COVID-19 measures will be duly observed.
Skylink Recruitment Services is here again with a wonderful opportunity for anyone who wants to study abroad, especially in the Caribbean country. The Caribbean country is between USA and Canada. Courses available are medicine, nursing, cybersecurity engineering, and accounting. Benefits of this opportunity are zero deposit, easy education system, affordable tuition fees. Students can also easily travel on visitation to Canada, USA, and United Kingdom. Their 2-year clinical rotation can be done anywhere in the world, and students can also work in any of these countries after graduation. We officially represent 2 universities for these programs, All Saints University and American University of St. Vincent. To get more information and register, visit us at S7/594 opposite Well Drop Filling Station, Orita Challenge Road, Ibadan, or contact us on 0903 566 4201 0903 566 4201. Skylink Recruitment Services, studying abroad made easy.
Splash FM 105.5.
All right, it's still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. We're talking about citizens' engagement in enshrining subnational transparency. Still have Olusegun Elemo in the studio. Olusegun Elemo is the Executive Director of Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative. Okay, so let's do it this way. I know that citizens' participation can help us to enshrine transparency and accountability in whatever process. If it's governance, is accounting, whatever it is. Citizens' participation is key.
Certainly.
But how do we bring citizens into this process we are talking about?
Okay, now, so even at the national level, we've been advocating for citizen participatory audit at the national level, and we were closer to getting that with the previous Auditor General, and a lot of things happened, and then the tenure ended, and then we have a new Auditor General at the national level. But what I expect that even before we begin to have citizen participatory audit, and what citizen participatory audit does is basically that there are, like, for instance, representative of the citizens, whether the CSOs or the CBOs, community-based organizations, or the larger NGOs and all that, they are represented in the audit committee or audit panel or whatever it is they are called, the audit team.
Okay.
Then they follow the organic regular auditors to then go and audit agencies of government. That is what citizen participatory audit is all about.
Okay.
Even before we get citizen participatory audit, because government may think that that is too much of a height to climb. In any case, they don't want citizens to know what's going on anyway.
Okay.
So when citizen now becomes part of the audit team that goes to audit agencies of government, it becomes another issue entirely. And that's one of the things we're still dealing with at the center. But what we are saying is that the audit planning, how does citizens' input inform audit planning?
Okay.
Yeah, the auditor doesn't just wake up. The Auditor General, for instance, at the state, if is supposed to be an effective auditor general shouldn't just wake up to say, yes, I want to do audit. I mean, there are different kinds of audit. There is performance audit, there is financial audit, there is compliance audit. There are different kinds of audit. Now, the one that concerns citizens more are the performance audit, which evaluates how impactful government programs and projects have been to the lives of citizens and whether the quality of life of citizens have changed in any way. There are things you want to measure when you do performance audit. Now, when you are doing performance audit, how much of and no state in Nigeria has ever done any performance audit. No state in Nigeria has ever done compliance audit. What you have seen so far are financial audits. And even the financial audit doesn't come with narratives. It's just figures. And that's what we're saying. Why would states not be carrying out compliance audit? Are you saying that all the agencies of government in your state are complying with the laws and regulations and policies of government? Is that what you are saying? Why would state not be, undertaking performance audit? Are you saying that all the projects and programs of government are efficient, effective, and economical? Is that what you are saying? Because that's what you are saying. So those are the issues. That if you are going to do compliance audit or performance audit, how much of input from citizens goes into planning such audit? Did you take survey from citizens? Did you ask questions how these programs and projects have affected their lives? And that informs your audit planning, and then you go to the field and carry out the audit and cross-check whether the input from citizens or actually tallies with what you're getting from government. I think those are the things. And you want sustainable development. Everybody is carrying sustainable development. How can you facilitate sustainable development if the people you are trying to develop society for are not part of the process of development?
0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 07069493000. Let's see if we could take a call or two or three before we wrap up this conversation. You'd like to talk to us? 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 07069493000. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome to Talking Points. Mr. Adeyemo.
Yeah, I thank the man in the studio there for trashing the issues. Very well, I'm happy. Now, my whole contribution is that there is a saying that says, he who pays the piper dictates the tone. As long as the governor is paying the salary of judiciary, the salary of the legislator, they will continue to dictate and they continue to serve as a stooge under him. You see, because when it is already the justice, the judiciary, something, they are now fighting for independence. If they are truly independent, then of course there will be this check and balance.
All right. Thank you very much.
All manner of auditing, let them carry out so that it will be transparent to the letter.
Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Adekola Adeyemo. There says the governor pays the salary of all of them. So that's basically what we've been trying to correct. And you see, it still beats people that what is in the law. It is difficult for people to comply with it. So when the law says that you must, as frontline charge, immediately transfer the money to the judiciary, it becomes an issue, and then we need to go on strike to make that happen. Hello.
Hello, Michael. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Sulaiman from here.
Okay, Mr. Sulaiman, let's talk very quickly, sir.
What really baffled me is the governors that we have now. Honestly, there's a lot of expectation on him. We thought he was going to correct most of these abnormalities. But what do we see? The whole thing continue again and another. Because I expect him, being always coming from he's not a known politician. I mean, if I may say that. A technocrat, as they call them. What do we see? No difference between himself and the previous one we have in the past. May God save us.
All right, thank you very much for calling, Mr. Sulaiman there. Okay, you have expectations. All right, yeah, all of us have expectations. Okay, so let's see if we could take one more call before we go today. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. Okay, so as we get ready to wrap up the conversation, I just thank all of you who turned up for the oratory contest preliminary round for today. We had 10 qualifiers for the final. Those students, in fact, they did, great justice to the topic. We're talking about the COVID-19 and how it has affected how we live. And they were told to tell their personal story. Beautiful storytelling and, with panache, if you like. On the 26th, I will be waiting to welcome you to Move 21 Event Center. I mean, the school students will be waiting to welcome them as well as their teachers and friends from schools to attend the final, which will be on the 26th of May 2021. Fantastic prizes and gifts on the cards. Okay. So let's wrap up now. Shegun Lemo, what are your, parting shots for the people of Nigeria? One thing I have observed is when some people try to ask for accountability from government, other people try to shoot them down to say, oh, because you are this, because you have asked for contracts before, or before you have asked for favor before, or because when you were burying your father, we gave you money. You should not talk. So how should we respond when things like this turn up?
No, the truth is that many people find it difficult to keep two things in their head at the same time. Yeah, even if you ask for a contract, does it mean you shouldn't ask for accountability? I mean, I'm just saying, let's even assume that you asked a government for a contract. Does it mean you should not demand accountability?
Okay.
Does it make you less of a citizen? If they were going to award the contract to you, were you not going to implement the contract? Were you going to steal the money? Were you going to run away with the money? So let's not even talk about that. The quest for accountability should be on the front burner. On the front burner.
Irrespective of political party.
Yes. It doesn't matter which political party you belong. And it doesn't matter who is in government, who is out of government. It doesn't matter. You see, the problem we have is that many people, when they come to government, it is that time that they have opposition. When they are in the opposition, they don't have opposition. Once they get into government, anybody who criticizes, anybody who speaks, anybody who says anything is an opposition. And it shouldn't be like that. Let's call it what it is. If for instance, let me give you a typical example. See what has happened with judiciary workers and legislative workers now. They have come to realize that these people are not going to give this thing to us except we take it by force, which is what they are now doing. And you can see now governors running helter-skelter, running to Abuja to and fro, asking what is the implementation modality for judicial and legislative autonomy. You mean you don't have a modality and you are requesting for state police? You mean you don't have a modality and you are requesting for resource control? You mean you don't have a modality and you're requesting for federalism?
We have to go.
You see, those are the issues. So I believe that at the end of the day, governors, they have a duty to the people because the state is critical to development of the country.
All right. We have to go now. And don't forget that we continue this conversation the first, second Tuesday of every month. Awaken the Citizen segment comes to life. Olusegun Elemo, Executive Director, Paradigm Leadership Support Initiative. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to all our listeners.
All right, the job is done for today. Talking Points returns on Thursday. I'd like to say enjoy your holidays, but before the holidays, we still have Ibadan News Update at 4 o'clock, and after that, game on. Make sure you do everything within your power to make this nation better, please.